Welcome back, Officers of the Republic. Is your Coruscant Underworld Police Chief APGAINS here, and some pretty awful news, in my humble opinion. Of course, you guys are allowed to have different opinions, and if you guys do have different opinions, please express them in the comment section, because the collective IQ is always higher than the singular IQ, and although I have an IQ of 1 jillion, and you can tell that that's a really small number because I made it up and I'm actually really dumb, I'm upset. I was really hoping that the sorry state of free-to-play Vader, and I'm going to say free-to-play Vader because free-to-play Vader wasn't exactly the, can counter Ray, does so much damage you can one-shot a GL. Like, sure, bring it down, add something, don't let us one-shot GLs. But free-to-play Vader, can't really solo Geos unless you do some remods, and like free-to-play Darth Vader was the greatest gift that CG ever gave us, and he's almost unusable or unrecognizable in many situations now without Relic 8 and great offensive mods. Which is obviously a huge blow to the community and the reason most people are upset. And Lord Vader kind of, we were stabbed in the heart, but it just missed, right? It was next to our heart. This is a stupid analogy. And I'm being obviously over dramatic. This doesn't affect our lives. It's not like it's the end of the world. It's a freaking video game at the end of the day. But the blade was in next to our heart, and then Lord Vader just grabbed it and went, yeah, and now we're dead. What I mean by this is, it's pretty obvious they want you to use Darth Vader with Lord Vader. I mean, Lord Vader applies a butt ton of dots, which just so happens to be the one thing that Darth Vader loves to gobble up. And while this will be good for a lot of really end-game whale or just long-time players who've been playing for 5+ years and maybe can have Lord Vader free-to-play, never thought I'd say that, it's just disappointing for the 90% of people who aren't in that position. And yes, I understand, and I'm very grateful that people spend money on this game because it allows me to play it free to play for the good account. And I did spend $20. I needed gear. I'm sorry. I just got my first Galactic Legend. I'm allowed to spend $20. No one kills me over that. But it's just sad. This is not, I'm not trying to be an alarmist. I know oftentimes it's so easy to get into these ruts where everything just looks bad and then new news just gets worse and worse and worse. I don't think it's the end of the world. It's just, there was a glimmer of hope that Darth Vader was gonna, be fixed again after they broke him. But once the Lord Vader kit came out, it was he's staying with Lord Vader. He went from being you guys remember how awful Vader was, and then they reworked him, added Merciless Massacre. He was amazing. He was the best character in the game. And it was one of those rare instances where we just got a gift. You know what I'm saying? It was just a gift that was bestowed upon us. Free to play, pay to play, everyone had them. And it was just amazing. It was a good gesture, and I feel maybe I'm getting in this point where I took him for granted, and I'm definitely willing to accept the fact that I may have taken him for granted, and once it was taken away from me, it was too good to be true. Maybe we got too used to having a great free to play character. And don't get me wrong, for all of you guys, I got a lot of messages is Vader still worth relicking or putting a Zeta? Yeah, Vader's still amazing. If you're starting a brand new account, he should still be your first relic, your first Zeta, Merciless Massacre. He's still fantastic. He's just not, once you get to that mid game, he's just not overpowered anymore. Kind of like Darth Revan, Jedi Knight Revan, Padme. It's in the early game, if you get him earlier, CLS, they're amazing. But he was those teams in one person. You know what I'm saying? He was the CLS team. He was the Darth Revan, the Jedi Knight Revan, the Padme team, all compiled into one character that you didn't have to pay for because you just got him through achievements, and it was fantastic. And now knowing that he's just going to suck forever, not suck, but he's just not going to be as good as, we were happy to have him changed to be because of, you know, the way Lord Vader's kit works and stuff like that. It's just tragic, I guess. I don't know what to say other than it's just tragic. I really don't want to be like that guy. I know oftentimes you can fall into the trap of being, you know, that negative Nancy. And I think maybe it's just the shock of watching the gameplay, reading through the kit, watching the kit reveal, hearing about how the devs planned for Vader to be used and what characters they ideally want, because they shape the GL around the characters they want in that. You know, you're going to have to use Royal Guard and Maul and Darth Vader and, you know, Piet. That's going to be the squad. That's going to be the squad right there, because they're reworking Royal Guard to make them a little bit beefier. They're forcing our hand into this one situation, and I just think that it's a disservice to Darth Vader, because Darth Vader should be more powerful than Lord Vader. I know, lore standpoint, Darth Vader wasn't as powerful as Lord Vader could have become because he had untapped potential, and from a lore standpoint, it's whatever. But like, Darth Vader should be, if they removed old Darth Vader from the game, like completely, before the Merciless Massacre, if they removed him and made him the first galactic legend, and maybe same kit, same Merciless Massacre, just made him a little bit beefier, maybe a better leadership, had the galactic legend tag, I would have, paywalls or nothing, I would not have cared. But I'm finding myself in a situation where for years we wanted Kenobi Lord Vader, you know, the great Mustafar scene, and I don't think, it's probably because of how awful the requirements are and how ridiculous they are, that I don't see the fervor, the excitement, and all of that stuff for Lord Vader anymore. It seems like they made a mistake. I'm sure they're great guys. I'm sure the game, and this is not like, oh, you can't counter GLs with like that. I don't care about that change. I don't care about non-GLs not countering GLs. I understand that that's what more, but that's not what I'm mad about. I'm just mad about, like, I don't know. I just feel like it was a needless, careless mistake that was made. And I hope that it turns out to, you know, I don't have all the information, I don't have the context, and when it's all said and done, I'm proven to be incorrect in my assessment of how this all shook out. I very much hope that happens, and I actually, believe it or not, have a lot of faith in Capital Games that it will end up, the game will end up in a better situation, because they have months and months of testing of what the game's going to look like, you know, 6 months, a year down the line, that they know about and that they've planned out and that they've been working on, that we're not privy to, and that's fine. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. I'm trying to get 10,000 subscribers by Halloween for a Slave Leia cosplay live stream on Halloween. If you guys want to subscribe for that, that's awesome. If you guys hate me, subscribe so you can get updated when I post videos so you can complain. As always, I love you guys, and I'll see you later.